Hey guys, I'm Simulator Tech, and today I'm looking at the Zoom75 TIGA, an update to the popular Zoom75. This board starts at $195, but there are a bunch of different options that can bring the cost up to $220 without any extras, making it an entry to lower mid-priced board. I have been told the packaging for the group buy units will be a little bit different than what I have, so this unboxing experience is not necessarily representative of what you might expect to receive if you purchase one. I received a whole lot of stuff with this board. First of all, we have the FR4 plate and the Pom plate. Next up is a packet with foams. Now this is pretty unique because the Zoom75 TIGA has 3 different foam options that you can choose from. This one is made of cork, which is really cool. It's definitely the most unique option, so I'll definitely try it out. The second option is what they call the soft pour-on foam, which is very similar to the standard foam except that it's less dense and better for producing a creamy sound signature according to Mellotrix. The main box is kind of like the box for the Freya that I received a while ago. In the top drawer is all of the accessories and whatnot. The PCB I have, which I really struggled to get out of the packaging, is one of 2 options. The first is a 1.2mm flex cut PCB, which is not really my cup of tea. The second, which I have here, is the 1.6mm non-flex cut PCB. There's a lot of stuff going on with this, so guys, get ready for some information. This PCB has south-facing hot swap sockets with per key RGB. It has VIA support. It has a few tiny daughter boards attached for connecting to the screen and the scroll wheel module. And it has a daughter board much like the one in the ND75 that I reviewed recently, where it's attached to the magnetic connector via a ribbon cable, but the PCB does not make direct contact, kinda like the one in the Neo 70. Best of all, it has some surprisingly good layout support with 7U spacebar. As far as I know, this is the most layout support of any Zoom board. This is one of those things I've wanted from budget keyboards that is now finally making its way into the Zoom lineup. Hey Mellotrix, if the Zoom TKL ever gets a new version, it better have a 7U spacebar. Overall, I'm quite pleased. Next up are the polycarb and alu plates. If you remember, I have the polycarbonate, aluminum, Pom, and FR4 plates, which are the 4 that are available when you just buy the keyboard. Mellotrix is offering carbon fiber and brass plates, but you do have to purchase those separately, I think. Next we have the badge kits. Some new Wuche Studio stabs that are kinda rubberized, making them really good. And a screwdriver kit. The screwdriver is really cool. It has the 2 different bits needed for all the parts of the board, and it has a silicone handle. The best part is when you pull the bit out and it makes this really nice noise. Ooh. Of course, we have a bazillion different packets with mounting components, screws, and other stuff. This is the last foam kit, and it's the standard one, which is basically just foam that comes with all the other Zoom boards. The standard and light foams are pretty similar. Finally, we get to the good part, the board itself. I received the black version with the pink accents, and I must say they knocked it out of the park with this color combo. Inside the case there are some clear sheets that go on the PCB and the bottom case. I'm not entirely sure what they're meant to do, but I've been seeing some other boards that are doing this, and it's nice that they include them. The case resembles the original Zoom75 with its shape and inner components, but there are a lot of updates. Firstly, we have the updated screen that supports 60 FPS for smoother playback of GIFs and stuff you upload on the Pocket Wuche app, which I unfortunately can't do yet because the app doesn't support this prototype. Since there's no space for a knob, they've actually made this scroll wheel that looks really interesting. This way you can have both the screen and the physical volume control. Definitely a person-to-person thing, but I quite like the look. Taking a look at the side profile, it clearly has that classic Zoom shape, but it's more rounded and I think it looks more modern. Some paint pokes out from the bottom, and the back edge is slightly curved. The rear side is the most different. It retains the standard USB-C port, but it now has this cool spot for a magnetic badge that's included, and it has this wing design. What's cool is a lot of the files for this board, like the badge, are open sourced, so you can get different badges made if you want to personalize your board. The most unique part of the design, however, has to be the back. It's primarily the accent color, pink, but it has this caged design and a centered weight. I don't think this is a look for everyone, but it's very unique. I did not like it at all when I looked at it online, but seeing it in person, I have to admit it's kind of growing on me. It works well with the finish of the black portion, which is textured and has a little bit of sparkle to it. This board has adopted the ball catch system for holding the top and bottom pieces together. There's a lot of stuff going on in this bottom case. First of all, we have the internal weight covering dual 4000 mAh batteries, which is a crazy amount of battery. Here we have the daughter board with the magnetic connector, ball catch pieces, and these built-in force brake pieces. The top case of course has that sparkly textured finish that looks pretty good and conceals any flaws very well. On the right side there are these boards for the screen and the scroll wheel, which both use pogo connectors. This makes assembly super easy and fast because you don't have to connect things, it just goes on and it connects. I'll be giving you guys a few sound tests using different mounting methods, so here's a quick build montage. Hi guys, sorry I haven't been so good about uploading videos recently. I had AP Gov, which kinda like destroyed me mentally. I've taken a good number of honors in AP classes, but that class nearly ended me. I'm also in the middle of college app season, so it's getting a little stressful out here. But Melchix wanted me to post this video, and it's currently, it's only 9:50 p.m. But yeah, I'm recording the video right now. But yeah, I hope you guys didn't miss me too much. I think the video I made about it didn't get much traction, but I made this little guide about designing keyboards, so please check it out. I put a lot of time into it, so I really want it to help people out. Another thing I really want is for you guys to design keyboards and get them made at PCBWay. Whether you're a seasoned professional or a beginner, PCBWay has you covered with their high quality PCB fabrication and assembly, as well as CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, and more. I have personally used PCBWay several times in the past to have stuff prototyped, and I can say that their turnaround time is very fast and their customer service is top notch. So if you're interested in having a keyboard or anything else fabricated, check out PCBWay in the link in the description. Alright, let's hear those sound tests. The configuration is in the description. Many of you might remember that the original Zoom75 was not a very flexible sounding board. It was either foamy or super foamy, and while it did that sound signature pretty well, you can't really switch it up. This board, however, sounds surprisingly good and strays from that foamy sound signature. I used the Cork foams, which I think didn't really change the sound signature too much from no foams, but it gave it some stability and crispness. In terms of feel, it'll differ based on the mounting, the PCB, plate, and foams, so I can't really say generally, but all of the configurations I tested had a decent amount of flex, so it's not going to be a super stiff experience unless you're going aluminum or brass plate and top mount. Overall, compared to the original Zoom75, this board is leaps and bounds ahead in many areas. There's more intentionality in things like the mounting points, which avoid going directly under the spacebar, and the addition of non-flex cut PCBs, to name a few. If you like what you see, you can grab this board starting on November 4th through November 18th with my affiliate link, which is in the description. Additionally, the wrist rest and the Zoom pad TIGA will be available at the same time. It helps me out a ton if you use my link, so I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I will probably be posting some sound tests of the Zoom75 TIGA later with some switches that Melchix sent me, so stay tuned for those. Thank you for watching, and thank you Melchix for sending out the board. See you guys later. Bye!